crossed.
Oh yeah, across the beams.
Yeah. Streams are crossed. Streams are live. And recording in 3, 2. So, Sam, I've been
Yes.
no-lifing it the whole time. I sank into my couch and, merged into some kind of like a amorphous blob of human and couch gaming quality, complete with like that fine layer of Cheeto dust that comes with it.
So you've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, huh?
Yes, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. And
I
it's
understand.
fun, because, like, I go over to the goblin camp, I gotta save the druids, man, and what better way to save the druids from goblins than to create a goblin-scaled reenactment of Pearl Harbor? You see,
Nice.
I went to their camp, I stole their
Tis the season.
explosives. I mean, stealing the explosives is not part of the Pearl Harbor reenactment, but planting them all in this little fine area, there's a kind of a craggy cliffside thing for people to climb on that is like an island, very island-esque. And amongst all these goblins are like these big things, there are monsters everywhere. There's even spiders. There were probably spiders in Pearl Harbor.
Look, man, Baldur's Gate didn't win Game of the Year for nothing. You know, people are very happy with the Geneva Convention laws that they're out here breaking.
The Geneva checklist, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a very big proponent of the Geneva checklist, as any proper D&D player is. I mean, if you haven't, gotten 1 or 2 off your Geneva checklist, I mean, have you even played D&D?
Truly, you guys are in the kiddie pool.
Yeah, you're just kind of scratching the surface. The ice is thin, and you're gonna break through when that guy in your crew knows what to do. I felt like Dr. Seuss for a moment right there.
Got bards? Oh my god!
The bards are getting to me now. They're everywhere.
The bards.
Yes. Dude, this game's got sex in it. I mean, and there's Fade to Black. My wife decided to play through. We were doing some co-op, couch co-op. So on top of reenacting D&D and having that whole, 5e system integrated into a video game, we were able to do some couch co-op. Now, that's a rare thing to see in any video game these days. So, True. Couch co-op, major thing. She got killed by a vampire. And normally, if you're playing solo, that would end the game right there. And you'd have to go back a save so that you're not, killed in your sleep by the vampire in the party. But no, we got to see this whole situation where I go in, and she dies in her sleep because she let this dude drink off her. Wake up in the morning, she's dead. Everyone's like outraged that she's dead. And so I use a revivify scroll on her. She gets back up and she's like, "You fucking killed me." Like, there's a whole dialogue for this. And I doubt that many people have seen it. However, there's a big possibility, seeing as they released the stats for this game. And how many years do you think collectively Game of the Year would have at this point between all the players that have played it? Like, in game, how many years do you think it's been played over the course of this, like, everybody's time together?
If I know people, they got several thousand hours already. So, like,
yeah, like multiply by like 3 million probably.
Say 5 years at least.
50,000.
50,000 years?
Yes, 50. The collective gaming community, D&D nerds everywhere, have put a collective 50,000 years into a video game within the span of like less than a year. It's crazy.
I'm not like a mathematicist or whatever, but I don't know if I believe it.
Dude, I just started playing this week, and I got nearly 40 hours in the game already, and that's just on one character, not counting the character I've been playing with my wife, and I wasted the entire day yesterday with her playing that one. This game takes
I
you.
wouldn't call it a waste.
Oh
Did
no!
you learn anything from
it was
today's
fun. It was
episode?
bonding time, couple bonding time.
Yeah. It's that we support, relationship bonding.
Yeah.
And no
Right.
life in games in your free time.
Nothing supports relationships and spicing things up in the bedroom like couch co-op role-playing games, because role-play is good for relationships. Let's start the show. And welcome to Dungeons and Talkshows, the talk show that brings you monsters, goblins, video games, and news. I am your host, Orion.
I am your host, Sam. I don't know what's going on with this sing-song canter, but
the sing-song canter. I mean,
yeah,
I have
like a cadence to your voice, man.
Well, I've spent so much time with dealing with children. Child rearing is a long and tedious process. You spend so much time yelling at kids. Get off the counter. Stop beating up your sister. Why are you on top of the fridge? It kind of takes away from the intimacy that is sitting down next to your wife, your significant other, and just doing something together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just sitting down.
Play that soundtrack.
Yeah, teamwork. Teamwork is missing from relationships. Baldur's Gate could lower the divorce rate, I might say. D&D could save so many relationships. D&D marriage counseling. And I'm not just talking about the marriage counseling simulator if your DM is willing to allow the bard to fix relationships in game. Living the dream.
Right. I see. You're cooking something.
I think it's burning, really. But we have a guest with us, and some of our listeners might recognize him. The man who runs entire campaigns in his head, DM Josh. Welcome back to the show. Oh no, did he disappear again?
Oh, what a perfect time to to die.
Oh no.
What a great segue.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yes, God. He's back. He's back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. The technical difficulties ghost got him. It's one of the ghosts of Christmas past. We just had Christmas last weekend.
It's my luck. It's okay. I get nat ones all the time.
It is tough, You should roll those D100s more often.
Welcome to be back.
Well, glad to have you. I remember our audio editor, you did a creepy voice last episode that you were on, and you scared our audio editor. And this is a guy who listens to creepypastas. He loves horror films. And then he listens to that little bit that you did when you're trying to do that really creepy voice, that kind of showing us some of your voice talent that kind of really reels those players of yours in. And you got him, dude. It was... he was really impressed.
Well, I'm glad, because I work very hard to be as creepy as possible. Sometimes I don't know if it's a good thing, but I sure enjoy it.
You certainly get into your roles. There's very few people I know that can just dive right into the mentality of so many characters so quickly, as well as you do. It's a typical DM skill, but one that you embrace with all the vigor of a talented actor.
Dude, just the other day I was doing a game of D&D last week or so, and I literally cried at the session because it was an NPC that had lost their loved one, and I'm actually crying. They're like, "How can you get so invested?" I'm like, and I had to get a tissue. I'm like, God, the emotional scenes suck, bro.
I had to step away die for a minute, but I was listening.
It's back during I did a campaign I did for Orion ages ago. I did an emotional scene that got people I even got the rules lawyer of the group to kind of go wow, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you impressed.
Because he had never seen a DM actually get into it. Yeah, because it was like this werewolf matron feeling like the world hated her, and she's just like, "Why should I be hated? Because you fear me. That is not your problem. That is, but you've made it mine."
What do you say?
You know, and
for?
it's really good.
Yeah,
It's
he
really
goes
good.
real
It's like,
hard
who's the
on
real
it.
monster here, me or you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
it was really good.
And it's like,
everyone was eating it up.
it was really good. It's like, I remember role playing this game ages ago. People entered a goblin cave, and a goblin just straight up like, "Well, guess you're here to kill me now, regardless of what I say. I'm dead." And they're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "That's what adventurers do. Just let my children escape, please." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
I'm feeling called out here. This goblin's got my number.
I mean,
Hey man, a lot of
shit.
players don't think of the monsters, man. In my games, I do a very good job of teaching them
Won't
that violence
someone
isn't
think of
always the number one
goblins?
way to solve all your problems.
Look, man, I've been watching a lot of Goblin Slayer lately, and if I've learned anything, you leave no survivors. That means the kids too.
Oh, in that meta, definitely. In his meta, kill them all. In metas where they actually have like souls, spare some of the children, okay? They're cool sometimes.
I mean,
them the party literally has a goblin friend named Dirthole, and he's a good guy.
Look, man, you can leave them alive if you take them with you, and then you gotta like indoctrinate them into society.
The party goblin,
free labor.
Yeah.
I will never get over.
What are you gonna do? Betray you? You killed their clan.
I mean, everyone has their goblin voice, right? Everyone who's ever done a campaign has their goblin voice.
I do have my goblin voice. It's a tad like almost Russian, like vaguely in that region.
What?
Yeah, because like I had like this really rough thing. This is what I use for Gorko, but it's like Gorko is not really sure what you mean by this, but Gorko will try to find a way to help out. You know, Sven, if you keep smoking that shit, you're going to lose some brain cells. Gorko's
it's
not
so good because my goblin's more
Gorko
like...
is so wise.
It is. I love the flavor of like the humble, like smart goblin. Like I just do the goblins where like,
"Hey, my name is are you gonna kill me now? Because I don't really want to die."
Yeah.
Like I just like playing those chaotic goblins because they're stuck between not wanting to die and also not having the communication skills to talk their way out of death.
Yeah, but they're also like, they don't really have that self-preservation. At least in most cases, they're like, I kind of want this, but I'm willing to die for it.
You know,
I mean,
you gotta respect that.
Soul.
It's a kind of that kamikaze badass that comes with being a goblin. Like they are for the collective, they are for themselves, but you know they will go all in, and they don't give a fuck, man.
Especially if there's like someone telling them what to do.
Bugbear.
They're not smart enough to like make plans really themselves. Like maybe sometimes, but
Oh yeah, you get them organized. Those little fuckers are dangerous, man.
Those are ones you gotta take out.
Right?
Yeah, goblins thinking? Not in my economy.
Especially in my game, they walk up upon this goblin with 2 axes and they're like, "Oh, I can kill him." And suddenly he's going toe to toe with a level 15 character, and they're like, "What? Oh, he's a goblin champion hero, and he has the power of the goblins behind him that worship him." And they're like, "Oh shit, is he a god? Like he's a demigod?"
Demi-goblin.
Demi-goblin.
Yeah.
Demi-goblin.
Dude, I had a goblin in one campaign that was I had this one goblin in a campaign.
How dare you underestimate me?
He was he was kind of a big bad that was leading up to a even bigger bad. And the party had so many interactions with him. He had set up things and harassed them multiple times, and the party had killed him multiple times. But due to his connection to this arcane force from the far realm, he kept coming back. And one of my players had a personal vendetta, having killed the goblin specifically twice. And then they're just like, I gotta finish the job. This fucker came back. This is personal now.
Yeah, that's
they're insulting my work.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, you gotta finish the job.
Don't be disrespectful. Stay dead.
Yeah, I mean, is it too much to ask for the enemies to just stay dead, but then they come back a few weeks later like, yo, you thought you killed me. I let you think you killed me. In fact, you actually cut my head off. But, you know, here I am, back again. Eldritch forces have got me going. Well, what are you gonna do, motherfucker? You can't kill me. It's like if Deadpool were a goblin and had like bring that insane healing factor to the Forgotten Realms. Give it to your big bad. Your big bad's just some weak dude, but they kill him. They kill him, but he keeps coming back.
Because you gotta kill him a specific way.
You got to meet the right conditions.
Yeah, can't just kill him. Maybe you gotta bury him in like sand or something.
Bury him in sand.
Sand's good.
God,
yeah, it's kind
I
of
will
like
never remember. Right, you always have to kill him a certain way.
Yeah, get that phylactery.
It's like I'll remember the fury of a player group. They were fighting a troll and they hit it with fire and they're like, "Why is the troll still regenerating?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a thunder troll. You need to hit with water."
You know what? That makes sense somehow.
Yeah, like a sun.
And I had a player legit stand up and leave and never come back to the game.
You know, I remember seeing this thing online. I think it was yesterday, like probably like some thread on Twitter where someone was posting a meme about that. The exact same thing. Are you the DM? Are you the guy that started that?
I don't know. I just had so many players walk on me. They're like, "Oh, you don't follow the book?" Well,
what book? You haven't used a book in like 10 years.
I know. Well, some players I don't warn about it ahead of time. They get to find out about while they're at session, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't my thing. I'm not here for this."
I can't break this.
Isn't what
and I can't blame all players. There's some players like the balance of the book. Sometimes you make them balance shit, but I do a very good job of balancing out mid-session. At least I think I do.
What's unbalanced about there being, race-specific, subspecies? Like, why couldn't this race adapt to have a different weakness, or different strength?
You gotta be
that game troll shaker, to ever exist is all weak to fire.
I mean, stereotypes exist.
Yeah,
to be they exist, but there are exceptions to every rule, and that's why stereotypes are a double-edged sword. On one hand, you think you know what you're in for when you come across this thing. The stereotype has given you a box. You have this box. You go in with this box. And then the box is useless. Box shattered.
Throw the whole box away.
Broken glass everywhere. Your feet are bloody now.
Right. I actually have a question for you too. Because is that kind of knowledge? Let's say a player goes, "Oh, I throw fire at the troll."
Yeah.
But their character's never met a troll, or doesn't know the fire is the troll's weakness.
Like
necessarily.
Is
that metagaming?
Yes. I would say that it's one of those things where it's reasonable that someone could have heard stories as a child of a great hero that overcame a troll using fire. Like, that's kind of useful knowledge that might go around, and it might go around in the sense of like a urban legend or a wives' tale might go around and spread things. But urban legends and wives' tales are also known to spread misinformation too. So that could go two very different ways.
Or if you have like a well-studied or a well-traveled character, maybe they might know about these things, or
maybe
little bits and pieces, like.
Yeah, but it is in the realm of metagaming.
Yeah.
However, I think that's one of those things where you could definitely be like, your character knows about this is a common thing that people talk about, but it's actually wrong. It's a misnomer. It's completely
it
has the traits of what you suspect it to be, but it's a little bit different. You're not quite sure.
Maybe vampires get more powerful when presented with holy symbols and crosses, and they spread that misinformation so dipshit paladins walk up to them with their garlic and their crosses and their holy water. Meanwhile, the vampire actually kind of absorbs those things because it's a form of worship. And doesn't the narcissism of a vampire portray someone that wants to be worshipped?
Oh yes, my adoring crowd, please.
The power of Christ compels you. Yes, my name
It's not
is
my-
Oh, sure
Jeremiah
it
Christ.
does. It feels good on the skin.
How do you know my name is Christian?
Yeah, like you start an entire religion and then spread all these rumors just to thousands of years later, be like, and they still. You go up to like the local lich meeting that you do annually every year because like all big bads do. Yeah, this guy, they still keep sending their paladins. They keep bringing me all the garlic I could ever want from my bread, all the holy
I
water.
think about that often. Like,
It's kosher.
What would stop like an entity that lives thousands of years from starting like their own religion? Like,
You start religions, legends, the original fake news of the fantasy realms.
basically.
The original fake news.
I just think there's a lot of
That's
potential there. You can gaslight your players straight up.
Right? Like, I've always enjoyed challenging players to think about a situation instead of just going, oh, it's an X monster, I need to deal with it in an X manner.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed challenging players where they look at it and go, this may not be as it seems.
From what you've studied, you're fairly certain this is some kind of troll. Like,
Yeah, like I had somebody come across an undead once, but I'm like, the undead has golden teeth and fingernails, and the eyes are oddly gold looking, and they're like, oh, okay. I hit it with smite or destroy undead or whatever spell to destroy the creature, and they're like, I healed it, and I'm like, you're dealing with a holy undead.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Yeah, the soul's trapped within the gold, being tortured to move the body of the creature.
Yeah. Holy creatures
And they're
can
like,
be made into undead. That's also like a thing.
The thing is,
I think it's
They're
really
not
cool
like
too.
they're not immune to undeadification. Like,
yeah, I personally love the concept of taking these things that are widely known and then taking this trope, homebrewing your own new thing, and then flip it right on its head. Because, they say that comedy thrives from going for the unexpected. We laugh at the things that are unusual or unexpected. Like, those twists are just like, oh, hey, this thing, but then this. Like, oh, that was very different. And how is this any different? Like, if you aim to entertain, and twists are a very entertaining thing to do.
I mean, shit.
They are. You have to use them sparingly, though, or else players get really tired of them.
Yeah.
Also, I always love the idea of just like normal animal that's been fucked up by a little bit of magic.
Ooh.
Oh, that is
Now
a fun trope.
I actually,
Three-eyed wolf.
like,
or something like.
Sorry, I once had an encounter where a guy was running what he thought was a mountain lion. Come to find out, it was just like a mana-infused house cat that had turned like 3 times its size and was going crazy because its brain was rotting from inside like rabies. Because it was like magical, like mana rabies.
That happens. Like, you kind of have to consider with like, you have a magical world. The natural magic already affects like the landscape, the ecosystem, the plants. Why wouldn't it affect like the animals?
That makes sense.
So now you got mana hungry rabbits and shit going out and attacking villages. Like, who knows? You can literally do anything.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, it doesn't satisfy your players though. It doesn't satisfy his players. When he spent 20 minutes killing a house cat, he looked at me like, really? He invaded some old people's houses and used every object in the house to crush this cat. And the old couple's upstairs going, honey, do you need something? He goes, dude, I just threw everything and the kitchen sink at a monster. Go back to bed, Lorraine. Okay, dear. Get home safe.
Like,
yeah, I will.
Dog starts speaking. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The misdirects are just really
that's
fun.
not normal, Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not, really, when you think
Eldritch fever.
When you get into a world with like already magical creatures, like then you get to think about like what happens when a normal animal eats something magical, right? Like, fucking twist that shit up.
I mean, that's kind of the half the
That'd be
premise
really
of
cool.
One Piece with our running of that campaign. One of our players eats a devil fruit that turns him into a horseman. And this is in
True.
D&D. This is the equivalent of having like horse lycanthropy, a were horse, if you will, which is
Oh,
wild.
so the
Where-
soap person was like, "Wear soap."
Where quiz?
Oh.
Nay.
Fortunately for him, he's a
Nay.
flying race that has like this whole fire ability. So it's really more of a where hell Pegasus type situation.
Wait, is he one of those flaming people that like don't like the
Got it.
god people or whatever?
Yes,
Is it like
yeah.
the legit race from the show?
Yeah, Lunarian. So this big
Yeah.
old dude. What was that?
Not to spoil anyone watching One Piece, but I'm like in the most current arc of One Piece.
So you know about Lunarians, and yeah, he is a Lunarian. So one of those with a horse devil fruit. Sam is
That's
popping in and out.
terrifying.
I find it
I was about
hilarious.
to ask what the nice jingle was.
Not
Yeah,
sure what
that's
happened.
for the Libsyn. Like he'll keep popping in and out if something's going wrong on his end. But
Weird.
Hey, I
Well-
mean, it's close up to Christmas. I appreciate a jingle.
you know, we do have the jingles.
Jingle bop, jingle bop. Where did Sam go?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Dude, the holiday season was a great time to bust out your
Yeah.
ye
how
old
was
dreidel as a
everyone's
D4.
holidays?
You know?
And welcome back to
Ho
Dungeons and
ho ho!
Talkshows.
It
This
was
is
a
our
fantastic
our
season.
episode after Christmas, before New Year's.
Yeah, we were going to do an episode last week. I was going to have the wife on, but then just the holidays got the better of all of us. And,
Yeah.
you know, it was really bold of us to think that we would have the time with the hecticness that comes with that time of year. You know, there's always something going
Okay.
on. Too
Yeah,
much
unfortunately, it seems like that nowadays.
dude, every year I get a little bit older, a little bit more jaded, and I'm just like, please, can we just not do a holiday? Can I just, just take a nap? Just go to bed?
My family
You're not even that
barely
old
celebrates
either. I'm older than
holidays as
you.
it is.
I'm 29. I'm just like, guys, I just want to go to sleep. I don't want holidays. I don't want the Halloween,
26.
the Christmas, the Easter. The kids can have that stuff. I'm done.
Bye bye,
What
Sam.
the fuck is going
Hello,
on?
Sam.
Why is Sam continuing to be kicked out?
That's so weird.
I don't think Sam likes us anymore. I think he's trying to escape.
Nah. Clearly, the Libsyn, Sam. I don't want to make any aspersions here, but I think the Libsyn might be
Ain't do it.
racist.
Didn't do it.
Yep. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. We love you, Sam.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, I think your voice rocks, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. I think your voice works.
Sam's really been
Thanks.
working on it.
You know,
this past
the last person I comment on the voice of, they're like, "Yo, you gay?" And I'm like, "No."
year.
He's like, yeah. What about it?
I just looked at a man in public and I'm like, "You have a nice voice," and he's like, "I'm not into dudes," and I'm like, "Me either."
Me either, bro.
That's how they get you.
Hey, the thing is, I always learned as a kid, and I learned up in this age, and everyone can learn this. Everyone likes a compliment.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
I always say the same thing. Compliment everybody. Okay.
Dude, I'm in
yeah.
downtown, of my city or whatever. I see this old man with a nice beard. I go, "Yo, nice beard." And he goes, "You want to touch it?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah."
Fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I'll touch it. Give me that beard.
I touched that freaking beard, bro.
Ooh.
I fondled that beard, and that made that old man so freaking happy. And that sounds so wrong saying it so
Dude, that would make
enthusiastically, but
dwarves happy.
whatever.
You walk up to a dwarf and say that, they're like, "Yo, dude, that beard, can I touch it?"
You want to touch my beard?
Hey,
Hell yeah, brother.
Look, men
Let's go.
already
Bring her
don't
in
get
there.
compliments enough as it is. If we can't compliment us, who can?
Yeah,
Dude, seriously, men need more compliments, bro. People are just not used to it.
Yeah.
I can't live on 5 compliments a year. I can't go back. And then you find
Hey.
that one person that gives you compliments, and they give you multiple, and it's like, "Oh, slow down. If you spend all my
Hey,
compliments in
Orion.
one place, I
Some kind of
won't make it
trick.
to the end."
Literally.
Hey,
Must
Ryan,
be
Yes.
coming to my fucking due date.
you're beautiful.
Fuck yeah, I'm beautiful.
Copyright strike.
Dude, that reminds me of the meme I posted to the Twitter this week, where it's just like that Bart meme. Say the line, DM. You make your way to, and then all the players making my way downtown. Like,
Basically.
Walking fast.
as a DM, if you haven't heard that, you're lucky. You're a blessed soul, but your time's running out. It's going to happen.
Oh, it's coming for you.
It's coming. It comes for everybody. Eventually,
You know,
you say,
just
and you
like
make
Nickelback's
your
band.
way, and then just that one player, they get that started, and it comes right, and then the whole table sinks right up. Making my way downtown.
Those
walking
moments
fast.
are what we live for.
Or you get called out for having possibly a foot fetish, and I realized how much
Whoa.
feet were mentioned the last session.
What?
Have you tried switching to metric?
Oh, I see.
I have
Oh
my
God.
Baldur's Gate stuff set to metric. I know that you can have feet, but I'm
I know
not
you were
all
a
that
traitor.
into feet. That's some imperialist shit.
Hey, to be fair, a devil was like, "Hey, I'll trust you if you lick my toes." I did not expect that player to go, "Okay, give me them piggies."
Hey yo,
Give me them pics.
hey yo.
The hot devil prince lifted his feet forward and he went, "I will do this for you if you suck on each and every one of my toes."
That is such a beautiful devil thing to do.
Gotta use a full action for each toe.
And the devil was uncomfortable when the character immediately went. He's like, "Oh, what's
Like
going
it's
on
supposed
with
to
me?
be
I
a
feel
power
uncomfortable."
play. You're supposed to be humiliating them, and the one character in the party, no shame. Yo, I'll do anything. 20 gold is 20 gold.
Basically.
And later on, she's like, "YOLO, I was a hot devil. I mean, daddy?
Dude.
Daddy's toes need to clean in." And I go, "Oh my God, no."
Jesus Christ.
You always
I
throw
love my
shit
group.
at your players to kind of like, give them like that. Wait, what? Hold
Rocks
up.
fall and everyone dies.
Dude, you know what I threw in today that they found kind of cool, I guess, because I'm actually fresh off a session right before this recording. And one of my players is like a religious member of a church, and stuff's happened in the game, blah blah blah. Nutshell it. There's this kid who got hurt by a zombie, and he sees this character. He sees the character named Sarah, and he's like, "I love you, Sarah. You're the best." And she's like, "Oh my God, what happened to him?" He goes, "Oh, during the last zombie invasion, a zombie bit like a quarter of his brain out, and we managed to keep him alive. But he's a really big fan of yours." And he goes, "Can I have a hug?" And she's like, "I need to heal you, but I don't have the time right now. Give me a hug."
This is like when the kid lost a lot of his stepping.
This kid's
His name was George, and he was precious, and everyone loved him.
Tell me about the rabbits, George.
He's like, "John, you did it. You
I didn't think about that.
I'm a little bit fucked up."
By the way, not to offend any folks out there, he legit got lobotomized from a zombie. He's like, he's alive. The players will
Not
fix
to
him more than likely.
offend our lobotomized listeners out there.
I mean, come on. Phineas Gage is a very big fan of the show. Shout out to you, Phineas. You're my boy. For those of you that don't know, Phineas Gage was the
I'm just
first
afraid
man to
I
get a
would offend people.
lobotomy via train rail track or some kind of rod straight through his frontal lobe.
Jesus Christ. You ever hear about that guy
Right.
who got stabbed in the head by his wife and lived? It was crazy.
Well, that's just a matter of stubbornness. How dare that bitch think that she could get one up on him?
He got a blade 8 inches
There
deep
was
into
that-
this dude's dome, bro. And he lived.
He's like, no,
Dude, there was this
I'm
one
not
guy, he
allowing
got-
this.
Right? There was this one guy, he got stabbed in the head. He lived, but they had to remove a portion of his brain, and he lost all of his emotions and empathy. Because the portion of brain they had to remove made it so he didn't care about human life anymore.
Yeah, that's some of the side effects of a lobotomy, because the frontal lobe you can live without, but that's the part with emotional attachments and shit.
Yeah, because they literally asked him, I was watching a thing on the smart channels, and they used to actually be good, not terrible. They're like, "Hey, so how you feel about people?" And in an old recording, he's like, "If my wife died, it wouldn't bother me." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's dramatic."
I don't know. there's like a 50% divorce rate. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that have a very
Well,
similar
Oh
sentiment.
no!
Hey, we're here to nerd it up. You ever played Dragon Age?
Yes, a little bit of Inquisition. Not much.
Do
Just
you
a little
know
bit.
the mages that get their emotions taken away as a punishment for like against the circle for committing their crimes, and they basically get magically lobotomized?
Oof.
I am taking notes and putting that in the next game. Let me see.
Basically,
here.
they lose all their emotions. When you're talking to one, they go, "Hello, to the library. What books are you looking for today?" And you ask them something like, "Oh, I'm looking for this silly book," and they're like, "Oh, all right.
Some
That would be
Detroit
in
Become
section
Human
A,
type shit.
B."
Yeah, I'm just gonna write down
Yeah,
a
they're basically
lobotomy
robots.
game.
They have no empathy. I
Yeah.
forget what the term is in the game, but literally they just get rid of their connection to the Fade, which when you've had prior connection to the Fade, you then lose everything that was connected to it besides for your life.
Damn. That's gotta
Yeah.
suck, because like as a caster, once you are all up in the weave and stuff, having that severed is just like, dude, what's the point in living if I can't cast magics? If I
Yeah,
can't
to, like,
make little
For
sparks.
the
Right.
freedom of magic and then have it like taken away from you.
Dude,
The power of
Um,
magic, bro.
to stay on Magic while being more funny, some of my players don't know much about Baldur's Gate 3. They've been playing it, and we're trying romance characters. And their main romance, they're talking about it, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. I just in my head going, "He's a bomb. He's about to blow up. Yeah, he's a bomb. He's about to blow up.
I
He's the
just
bomb,
found
he's
out
gonna
about
blow
that one. Yeah, so basically, Sam, if you didn't already know, one of the romanceable NPCs is a walking nuke.
Yep, he's a fucking idiot.
Interesting.
I'm playing
No
two different
spoilers.
characters.
I did
Yeah.
not say names.
Look, man, all I know is there's a bear, a demon lady, and
Oh yeah, Mama K.
Dude, Demon
gift
Lady,
stick.
Karlak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Carla,
gotta show some
Mama
respect.
K.
I'll find you.
She is
It was
self-proclaimed Mama K, and I love that she referred to herself as Mama K. Like, I need more. That's the most D&D thing ever. You're just like, yo, I'm the barbarian here. If you need any help, just come on back to old Mama K. Mama K's got you. It's like, I love it.
Every kill
she's-
begins with K.
Dude, that character makes me sad. But dude, Karlak is the best, bro.
She is.
I would kill for her.
I was looking at some of the stats for Baldur's Gate when recently, because they compiled like all the stats from all the players, everybody playing. At the start of the show, we mentioned this like 50,000 years worth of playing between all these players this year. So with 50,000 years, that's a whole lot of data. Number one slot for romanceable NPC, without surprise, is Shadowheart, because she's the most human
She's easy.
looking, and she's easy. And of course, there's like, she's very passionate for her god, so like people like a passionate woman.
Char is shitty though. Who likes Char? Sorry.
Yeah, Char is like
Looking at
kind
her.
of a sketch goddess. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
She
pictures of
needs to cheer the fuck up, bro. She bums me out.
As far as my first playthrough, I'm gonna say that I am kind of basic. I am romancing Shadowheart, but it's because it works for the character I'm
She's
playing.
kinda cute.
Yeah, because like this first character is a drow, so already it's like, hey, you're worshiping Shar. I'm all about Lolth. It's like they're very similar, kindred spirits, really. Like the characters are very relatable to each other. So they kind of.
I think really though, like I guess I don't know how Lolth operates in like official D&D, but in most games she's kind of a bitch.
It's more like spider god, drow god, Loth, right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, that's the one. Like,
Yeah.
Like they're the characters, like Shadowheart and my character. Like, my character being a drow is a follower of Lolth, and being a follower of Shar. Those are very ostracized forms of worship. Those are like people who follow those goddesses are like very like chastised. Like whoa, we need to stay away from this person. This person's probably
As
evil.
they should be.
Yes,
Yeah,
rightfully
Sharks wants
so.
everyone to go back to the darkness where we all belong.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of connection and relatability there. So it's just like, okay, I'm playing this character, that makes sense. And then the other character I'm playing is a blue dragonborn warlock paladin, heavy on the paladin, and it's just like, okay,
Blue.
well, big paladin, let's go. He's got a hat. He's just walking around and he's like, oh, let me solve your problem. Whoa, sounds like someone needs some smiting. Justice needs to be done here. You know,
I'm
it's
like
just that
low
kind of
key
stuff.
enjoying and judging all your decisions.
Well, that's the one I'm using in the playthrough with my wife, because when she does her stuff, she like first character she romances and is stuck on is Asterion, because she's got a thing for vampires, so vampires all the way.
Please
Yeah,
get
true.
better taste. Astarion is so awful. Everyone needs to get off Astarion.
You'll probably just pick any vampire, honestly.
With her, yes, that's absolutely
Anyone
the case.
can talk posh like Astarion, and anyone
I really
can
don't
get
like
really
Asterion.
hot and bothered.
I like how later he gets like more bonus actions. That's cool, but like playing through, I'm just like, okay, I kicked Asterion out of the party. It's like, no, I don't want Asterion. I'm just gonna have Mama K.
He looks like such a douche.
Yeah, I just can't have that. No.
Dude, the way he talks. I was at a con like a couple months ago, and I'm
He
sitting there
looks
talking like
he
Astarion,
talks
and I had
exactly
some
the
girl in
way
the crowd look at me, and she's like, "Can you keep talking like that? I love Astarion," and I'm like, I need to find somewhere else to be right now.
Yeah, you
Your
need to, because
voice-
they're
I was
gonna
making a
jump
joke.
you, and they're all gonna take you into a dark alley and do vampiric things that are unspeakable.
Ugh.
He'd be like, I love like
Yeah,
this-
because I'm sitting there
the
talking
voice
to my
he
friend,
had.
going like,
This is what I
"Oh,
picked.
Asterion, he's so last season." Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's all I can hear.
And this girl, and some random person's like, "Oh my god, that's so hot," and I'm like,
You're appealing to a demographic and you're not making money. Where is the DM Josh OnlyFans for your voice work, sir?
ASMR.
I need money. I need some magic cards, so please.
Yeah, we will feed that MTG addiction right there.
Hey, Daddy needs a Chrome box, okay?
Hey, whatever we got to do to get you there, selling that voice, like you can feed into those D&D kinks. If someone's into bugbears, I know a guy. Someone wants the fancy posh hoi polloi vampire, I know a guy.
I mean, I don't think I've ever done a bugbear voice before. But I don't know.
I mean, that's sure to ruffle some jimmies.
Oh, good, because it's wrestling mine.
Okay, Sam, what do we got for a monster this week before we go too deep off the Baldur's Gate rails?
Look, any deeper than we already were.
I mean, it is an abyss.
Nice and deep.
Oh man.
Nice and deep.
I will do my best if I need to pause. But
Help.
today, I told you I was feeling a dinosaur vibe today.
Okay,
right?
dinosaur vibe, year of the dino, if you will.
Throw that idea out the fucking way. All right, we're throwing that shit out. All right,
Okay,
scrap that.
scrapped,
Fuck that.
gone, on the cutting room floor.
So basically, right, what I got for you today is called a Catoble Pass.
This sounds very French.
These
Tabletop?
bitches.
These
things.
whatever the fuck they are.
And it sounds like Josh knows what this, because I
Okay.
don't. I'm confused.
So
They are
basically-
freaking annoying.
So basically, you take a buffalo, a dinosaur, a warthog,
A
and a
dick.
hippo, and you fucking slash them together. You know what I mean?
Okay, this is an amalgamation.
It's
Dude. Sorry.
Please tell
It's very-
us.
So
These things are annoying. They should be higher rated than they are in most games. They just
More like
kill people.
like
Please
to see.
continue.
yeah. So they had the large body of a buffalo, right? Everyone kind of knows what buffalo looks like. Think like a cow, but beefed out.
Yeah.
Right? or like a
Buffalo
Beefed out
Bulls.
cow.
buffed up bull, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, they sat atop these squat little legs that kind of had like the rhino, hippo feel,
Yeah, kind of.
really short and
Okay.
stumpy. They had a head that resembled a warthog, which sat atop an elongated neck that seemed ill-suited for actual support, because it is. Perhaps the most terrifying feature
So
of
they're
these
like the
beasts.
bumblebees of the
They're-
dinosaur world.
Bumblebees?
Yeah,
I
like
mean, I guess
the wings too
kinda.
small to fly.
Yeah,
The neck's too small to
isn't strong
support.
enough to support their big ass heads. And what's also weird about the neck is the thing long.
Okay, we got these long neck boys.
The thing long. Have you ever seen what was that creepypasta creature? Long, long pig, long bear. I
I
can't remember.
don't know. I don't do the creepy
Oh my
pastas.
god, I'm drawing a blank. But they're basically that. It's a buffalo warthog thing with a long neck and a head that shouldn't exist on it.
Okay.
So the most terrifying feature of these beasts were their large and deadly bloodshot eyes.
All
They
right.
also stood about 6 feet, 1.8 meters at the shoulder. So they possessed a scent that reeked of death and famine, not dissimilar to the swamp gas that filled their
That's so
favorite environment.
gross.
The scent was reminiscent of a skunk stench mixed with foul bog vapors. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, a smell only mom could love.
So first things first, I found a little bit of some real life mythology for these.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
actual mythology for this.
They're actually, yeah.
This
So
sounds like
the-
some
Hopefully
the
it's a better reason than
brainchild
the
of
whole
like
monk
some
class.
kind of drugged out DM.
So the Catoblipas, from Latin for the same spelling, meaning to look downwards, is a legendary creature from Ethiopia, first described by Pliny the Elder and later Claudius Aelianus.
Ooh.
So, and I have both accounts from these men. So Pliny
What
stated,
timeline did you say they're from again?
This is like a real world lore.
like 1700s, 1800s.
I could jump into a time machine and end them before this creature was ever made into D&D.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Oh,
talking
cool.
about
Okay, continue.
descriptions that allegedly say these things existed date back to like the 1800s.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right?
Good to know.
Yeah. So Pliny
reason, though.
described these creatures as mid-sized, sluggish, with a heavy head and face always turned towards the ground. He thought the gaze was like that of a basilisk, was lethal, making the heaviness of its head quite fortunate. Right? Claudius stated that provided a fuller description, the creature was a mid-sized herbivore about the size of a domestic bull, with a heavy mane, narrow, bloodshot eyes, a scaly back, and shaggy eyebrows. The head was so heavy that the beast could only look down. In his description,
makes
the animal's
sense.
gaze was not lethal, but its breath was poison since it ate only poisonous vegetation. And apparently, check this out. This creature is described in some of the notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, really? And I got the passage here. So Mr.
What?
Da Vinci,
Da Vinci was
found-
writing about this thing?
Look, man, there is Lord. I fucking told you. I was doing some research into dinosaurs. And I was like, oh, they're all pretty
Damn.
basic. And I was like, what the hell is
There's
this?
a reason you're a resident lore
Don't
master
ever
on the
call
Nerd Militia.
Triceratops Rex basic.
Okay.
I will fight you.
I love dinosaurs, but we need some spice.
Dude,
I guess so.
Tyrannosaurus Rex is the best dinosaur ever. He was a giant overgrown chicken, and I'll fight you. He's not basic. Or she.
Have you heard?
We do not
wait,
judge.
hold on.
Or they.
Have you heard the sounds that they think they sounded like? Like the
No, I didn't even know this
It's
existed.
horrifying, bro. It's horrifying.
Up a chicken a lot, and there you go.
Yeah, take like a parrot that watched horror movies for 10 years and then like stick it in like a dark forest.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, it's awful. Because it kind of like you can hear like the bird calls and it's kind of like mimicking sound. It's
Yeah.
weird.
You know, ravens
Anyway.
can do that.
Dude, you
I
ever seen
feel
those
like that'd be
creepy birds that
very-
can like
yeah.
mimic people? Imagine a T-Rex
Yeah.
doing that. That'd be terrifying.
Oh God.
I mean, they say that birds are supposed to be related to dinosaurs, so
Yeah.
that has some potential. The concept that you could have
I
your players
mean-
running through a forest and all they hear
I mean, it's not
are-
really believe. The bones are 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like you put your players through a forest and you got these birds shouting out all these horrified screeches and screams of people that they are
I
just mimicking.
I love that.
So, yeah. So Da Vinci says it is found in Ethiopia near the source of the Nigri Capo. It is not a very large animal. It is sluggish in all its parts, and its head is so large that it carries it with difficulty, in such wise that it always droops towards the ground. Otherwise, it will be a great pest to man, for any one whom it fixes its eyes dies immediately.
Wow.
Mhm.
Immediate death.
Immediate death.
Or a
According
16
according
will
to legend.
save.
yeah. According
DC
to
16.
the legend of these two people, a few other voices that don't really have anything notable to say, and Da Vinci.
You know, that's a pretty reputable source. I
That really
mean,
caught me off guard. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, I do say that I have spoken about this monster. I don't know if that's what he sounds like. But there you go.
Oh, man.
Da Vinci have
He was Italian, right? He was
yeah.
Italian, right?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's probably what a
I was an
dyslexic
Italian
Italian sounds
painter.
like.
I was
So,
named after Ninja Turtle. I mean, it was named after me.
Not to be confused with the party dude. Or the Donatello. He does machines.
Oh my god.
dude, like it's things like this, like that makes me want to believe that things like these used to exist. You know what I mean? Like these legends had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, they had
They really
to.
do.
They didn't just like see a buffalo and be like, "Oh, that shit killed Jerry" just by looking at him. Like,
What if it was
Yeah.
like 2 buffaloes standing there, you know?
yeah, like
Yeah, like some kind of death glare, maybe, or maybe he just like that stink has like a high level of
Yeah,
like some
like,
toxic
I mean, I don't
fumes,
know.
and then like
People
he
back
dies from
then,
breathing that in.
They might have just. I mean, they're kind of fragile, right? So like, if these things,
Dude,
are
I mean,
living in
animals walk into a
swamps and
bog.
marshes, like,
Yeah,
I could
it's
They're
see
pretty
it.
stanky.
crazy.
I could see like
Pretty
an
stanky.
old like
This animal is the
Italian
bog.
town or whatever. They're just chilling one day, and this fucking like swamp laden buffalo walks in, all
Dude.
gross, leading disease and shit behind it.
Okay, so first off, your character, if you're fighting this, I'm assuming that there is like you have to make saves against the stench and possible diseases that you can catch just by fighting.
Yeah.
Basically, and I do have
Yeah.
a little bit about their abilities later, but yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They are annoying. I will just say that. I hate them. There's not many monsters to say I hate them. I do hate them.
These are a surprise that I've
Wow.
never heard of these.
Well, the thing is, I see them all the time because a lot of DMs will put them in because they're a challenge. They're
Mm,
challenge rating 5 and 3.5,
yeah,
and they should not be because they end up killing most parties they go up against.
that is true.
CR
It's
is
dumb.
very unreliable, so it's just like
It is.
Yeah, even when I was
They just go,
looking
"Oh,
for
it's
the stat block, I saw a few that were CR12, most are CR5. Like the Forgotten Realms wiki states them as a CR5. So
Right.
kinda
And depending on your system you're in, that's more significant than others.
yeah,
hmm.
Because in like 3.5, it's saying that's a party of level 4 or 5 players can fight that thing.
yeah.
Maybe if they're
No,
smart,
like,
maybe
half
they're
people
tactical.
die. Half the time you don't even know what it is. It's like us. They don't know what it is. They walk into a swamp, say a thing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight that. Oh, it's stinky. Oh, we're dying. Okay."
Oh, it's stinky. We're dying.
Well,
It
somebody
smells
dies because
bad.
it's stink. You
I'm
vomit.
dead.
yeah.
Hey, the first time I ever met one, I crit failed to its stink, and my guy's vomiting while also being death rayed.
I mean, to be fair, how easy is it to fight this weird death pig when the stench has you crying, you're vomiting, you're just like you're reeling from the scent, and
Fucking eyes are burning. You're like,
I just that
Yeah, it's
SpongeBob
fucking
fish, dude.
awful.
My eyes.
We get fucking tear gassed. Like,
Yeah, dude, this is walking tear gas and then some. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
speaking
tear
of
gas makes
the
you vomit. This is damn. This thing violates the Geneva Convention, probably.
it's,
I
look,
mean,
we're
the
just
Geneva
talking
Yeah,
checklist.
at his challenge rating, yeah, he does.
All right, but yeah, we're getting into the Forgotten Realms lore here. These monstrous creatures possess animalistic intelligence, spending most of their time wandering around swampy domains to graze on grass, weed, and occasional carrion, or freely slain adventurer. Whenever the full moon shone, they ventured out further to hunt for meat.
Okay, they're omnivorous, so
Omnivores.
that's a start.
Probably opportunistic, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine if you get it down to like maybe around a quarter to a third of its health, it might just say fuck it and leave because
Yeah.
animalistic intelligence typically means that it'll leave around that point. Now, to say
Yeah.
that it's a
It'll start
CR5,
gauging its-
that
no.
that might just simply mean that a party of 5 should be able to get it down to a reasonable amount of health for it to say, "I'm out. It's not
Yeah.
worth this shit."
Right. Oh, alternatively, you could go, the other way around and say it goes into like a rage. Now it's making
Or
good
if you have a
decisions.
DM that doesn't think monsters run away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are very dangerous DMs because like if everything fights to the death, then that kind of raises the CR of what you're dealing with.
It
If you
does,
really
yeah.
think about it, because like some monsters are the CR they are because they're designed to run away at some point.
I mean, definitely like noticing like with the animal intelligence on a monstrosity like this, you can play around with it a little.
Yeah, like it operates the same as a wild animal does.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Exactly.
yeah, they're opportunistic. They probably don't want to deal with fighting a pack. So
Yeah.
they might fight like 1 or 2 adventurers,
Especially
maybe
if
even
they're
3.
sluggish, a little bit of kind of slow moving, then they'll probably be like, it's not worth it. Or if it's like, oh, I see 2 people,
It's
I
like,
could take them.
yeah, like these things are going to be sizing up a situation. So
Yeah.
it stands to reason that if a party would encounter this, the most encounters would be relatively peaceful if they were able to scare it off
Right.
or like startle it so that it leaves,
Mhm.
or maybe it might get a little bit aggressive for a
Make
little bit.
yourself big.
Yeah, make yourself big. This could
Yeah.
be one of those situations where if a party of adventurers is going after this, then they would be actively hunting it. And if you're
Mhm.
actively hunting something, you should at least have a decent amount of information to go along with
And
that.
that's the thing with these, because apparently they were very rarely encountered in the wild. While they roamed in swamps and marshes, their continued presence in the area cultivated beneficial disease causing flora to wither away and die. The fetid influence of their presence in the area rendered any beneficial qualities of local flora or restorative qualities of fresh water diminished.
Okay,
Makes sense.
so it makes sense that these things would have to be nomadic in nature.
Yeah, they have to constantly be moving from area to area.
Yeah, because
I
if
mean, the
they,
very
yeah.
gases of the swamps started to carry the beast's musks, and local wildlife become aggressive and more likely deceased.
Okay,
That makes sense
so
too. Yeah.
this is a monster that writes itself. Okay, it shows up in the local area. The local wetlands are becoming more diseased. More, the animals are more hostile. Something's going on. There's a guy that saw something out there. It smelled awful, and he didn't want to get any closer because he saw his
Yeah.
buddy drop dead in front of this thing. And so he just booked it out of there.
He'll
We
do it.
need some
He's
adventurers
reporting
to go out there and get rid of this thing because our harvest in this area is getting completely demolished.
Yeah, and just them being around, it would slowly spread into like nearby villages.
Yeah, so then they have to hire the party, and the party has to investigate. They got to be like, okay, we got to prepare. So a guy dropped dead. What do we know? A guy dropped dead. That other guy ran away. It smells
stinky.
bad. These are some
God
very
damn, this town stink.
so you can track it by scent. That's a lot of information right there. You
Yep.
know that a guy it was able to kill a guy without touching it. That's information right there. So
Yep.
already the party is they have to kind of come up with a strategy. They're like thinking about how to deal with this. This isn't a simple, we go in, we smack it, it dies, good to go. I think where the CR5 comes in is that it is a monster that, when used properly, would work for that level of party.
Yeah.
But then again, CR is not the most reliable, but it's an approximation.
So
Yeah.
here it says, even though they liked being submerged in the putrid muck, they layered in sheltered areas with firm ground surrounded by thick reeds or other boggy vegetation. The beasts never guarded their lairs, as they were often the most deadly creatures in the vicinity. Coin, gems, and other valuables often ended up scattered around their lairs, not because they valued those items, but because they were left by defeated adventurers and were paid no mind by these creatures. I even have a little quote here talking about these. I stared for a moment, then realization came crashing down. These were catiblas.
These are cannibals.
Catoblis. Creatures that could normally kill with a glance. Here they were, rolling about in the mud like domestic pigs, showing puppyish affection to a woman whom they would normally kill instantly and mercilessly. I made some incoherent noises and finally choked out the words of astonishment. All of this to tell you that these were domesticated fairly frequently, sometimes.
Well, if you got the animal handling, that might just be an option.
Yep. These creatures could be pacified by feeding them Andella ferns, rendering them significantly less dangerous. Humanoids that sought to domesticate them could slowly approach the beasts, harness them, and lead them away from the swamps. Keeping them happy was the main tool of domestication, as happy catoblis were cooperative. And keeping them happy meant providing a constant supply of food. Domesticated catoblis consumed wagon loads of straw, oats, pigs, catfish, and mangers of mice and snakes.
Okay, so I could imagine maybe as a plot, a grove of druids trying to keep and attend these things. And, they were all doing their thing, and then somebody came in and they killed the druids. And when the druids were killed, these things were released. And these things are a bigger blight than the bandits that killed the fucking druids in the first place. So,
Dude, so true.
It's a chain.
How do they handle the stank, though? How do they handle the stank? You can't tame that stank.
So domesticated catoblis were as easy to train as regular oxen, but were less loyal than horses or dogs. Now, unlike the latter, showed no interest in games. If not happy or left unsupervised, they left their trains and moved back to their homelands in the wet wilderness. Their omnivorous, scavenging nature often led the herd to consume sickly or dying members, and they would easily do the same to their humanoid masters given the opportunity.
They're like cats.
How loyal. They're just like my house cat.
Basically.
Love you, Cricket.
So they were vulnerable to the animal friendship spell cast by experienced druids, like you said. When these monstrosities fell under such magical charm, they remained friendly towards the caster unless forced to be sword fodder.
And you know what? I bet the druids could wash these things. Like maybe if you just give it a regular bath, it doesn't smell so bad.
And I did do a little bit of research into like what they could be used for other than like a beast of burden. Apparently, people would make a flavorful death cheese.
Death cheese.
Yeah, it was sold by Aurora's Whole Realms catalog, gathered by blind monks.
Blind monks,
dude. I want death mac and cheese, bro. I want death mac and cheese.
Oh, death cheese.
Death cheese by the blind monks.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like being blind and smelling this twice as bad. Like,
give me some death bacon and get me some death fucking Canadian bacon. I'm on board.
So I got a little bit of lore here.
Okay.
Can you eat them?
I would assume so.
The meat probably smells bad, but actually, you know what? Maybe not necessarily the meat, because would a skunk really taste that bad?
Let's see. It could be.
Oh, you know what it makes me think of?
Deadeye butter.
You know those sharks they eat in Iceland or whatever, where they're like they have to ferment them for 40 days or else they're toxic to eat, and it tastes like you're eating like chemicals, but they eat it for some reason.
Okay, so here, check this
I
out.
remember watching a special on it.
That's strange.
So it says, surprisingly enough, all catoblis products were nutritious and delicious, including raw milk and meat. The
Oh,
milk was as
okay.
thick as treacle. I don't know what treacle is. The color of cranberries and smelled of baked ham. Death
Ew.
cheese was also used to brew death cheese wine,
Death cheese wine?
especially strong alcoholic concoction found in the
You're
seedy
drinking
areas.
cheese wine, bro?
Yeah, bro. Apparently, it's common in Neverwinter.
Okay, so that would be why the druids are doing this. They take care of these animals. It produces all their valuable. Like, this is why a network of thieves come in to steal the death cheese wine. They're stealing all this high
Can also
value
make
product.
Jedi butter.
Then they get caught and they slit the druid's throat. And meanwhile, the
And
druids
then
were
you
the only
die.
yeah, the druids were the only ones keeping these things in check. You might have a barrel of death cheese wine, but lo and behold, these things are on the loose, and they are a menace to
They
farmland
didn't say you
everywhere.
could use their stuff. They're not happy about you using it. Only the druids could harvest and use it.
Dude, is it terrible I have a bias against these things? I'm hearing how useful they are, and I still have my brain go, I want to abolish them from existence because I despise them for killing their first character.
Welcome to Stanktown.
It's like, oh, you're vomiting and you're dead. And I'm like, thanks, DM, appreciate it.
I just picture this cheese being kind of like a durian, you know, like
Oh, dude,
No, durian's actually good. Don't insult durian. Durian's actually
don't
I
they
like
smell
cheese,
horrible, or
so-
that's something else?
Yeah, but they taste better than that. They taste a lot better.
Okay, that's cool.
At least from what I hear. They taste a lot better than they smell.
So they were
Okay.
very popular subjects of stories and legends due to their fearsome and dangerous nature. Their silhouettes used in heraldry to symbolize death or doom. It was believed that the first catoblasts were created by Netherese archmage, though others claim that these monstrosities were created by gods of rot and pestilence, as symbols of their divine influence. Locals considered it to be an ill omen when one of these creatures established a lair nearby, though these claims of misfortune were just superstitions. Other tales said that the individuals of the impure heart could tame some of these. These stories were spawned by the facts that warlocks, death knights, and even hags were known to domesticate the beasts and use them as mounts. Some legends also
Okay.
claim the hags raised these creatures like cattle and fed on them.
I can imagine a hag running one of these. Like,
Yeah.
hags like bogs. They like death and decay, and these things bring all of that. But all you got to do is, like, if you domesticate them, feed them everything they need, take good care of them, they are top of the line livestock, you know?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it definitely seems worth it. And like going over their stats really quick, strong. You got a strength of 19, dexterity of 12, constitution of 21, intelligence of 3, they're dumb, wisdom of 14, and charisma of 8.
Okay, so
Aw.
the wisdom of
kinda cute.
14 tells us a lot about them, because
Yeah.
although they have a low animalistic intelligence, the 14 is like, okay, that's a +2. This is something that can discern whether or not it wants to stay in a fight or get the fuck out, which kind of reinforces my thoughts
keeping
earlier.
them happy is important. They're smart enough to be able to be like, I'm unhappy here. I'm leaving.
Wow,
And I'm like,
Right?
because like
this situation is good.
Or these
It's a good
weirdos
deal.
milking me are cool and they're feeding me, so I'm going to continue letting them milk me.
like I'm just chilling, man. I get free food just for them to pull my nips a little bit. Shit.
By the way, did I hear their freaking milk was red?
Yes, like cranberry.
Cranberry milk.
Sorry, continue.
Their milk looks
That's
like
the
blood.
grossest stuff.
Yeah.
I think I blanked it out because you traumatized me for a second, and I just had to rehear it again to re-traumatize myself.
Yeah.
Oh, red milk! No, oh
Red
God.
milk.
Oh.
So
If
it's
it's
like
red,
So,
it's
Put
red
it away.
and it's thick. So that
yeah, think
means
of
the cheese is gonna be
the
red.
color of cranberries and the smell of
Oh,
milk.
okay, red cheese is whatever, but red milk? Come on, no.
It makes a
is
red
tree-
cheese wine though.
Oh, treacle is like tree sap or molasses.
Yeah, so they make a wine from
Super
this,
thick.
and then
Ew.
it's a cheese wine. So like,
God.
first off, a
thick.
cheese wine. What the
Oh.
fuck, you know?
I
But
was really hoping I
it's
misheard
gonna
him
be
earlier when he
red.
said that, because that
so
just makes
it's
them
like,
worse.
okay, I can see that. You know, maybe some people.
My character died
like
to a
that.
red milk freak.
Yes, your character died to a red milk freak.
You go to the local inn. They're like, we've got some death milk. Excuse me, you've got what?
It's
Yo,
red.
did you just threaten me with dairy? I'm interested.
Oh, don't worry. It doesn't have lactose in it. People love it.
Death
That's
cheese,
literally human
with
Russia. Milk
dry
kill
butter,
you.
but the milk doesn't have like a name.
My own headcanon is that this is lactose-free milk.
I mean,
Yeah, is there lactose in it? No,
Yeah.
there's lactose in all milk, so it'd have like weird killer lactose.
the lactose is what makes it stinks.
I mean, if we looked at real life, I mean, humans have only been able to actually have lactose for like the last maybe 200 years without just instantly keeling over from drinking milk. So
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing.
without being pasteurized.
I would imagine that red milk, this would probably have different enzymes in it than a normal milk, because this species is already weird as fuck. My headcanon.
Imagine the farts.
Yeah. My headcanon is you either have worse lactose than normal, or no lactose at all.
Dude, you know they have red velvet chocolate milk? Oh my god!
Nani?
Sorry, I got distracted. Looking at red milk.
The red milk got him. Okay.
Red velvet milk sounds really good. Whatever the hell's coming out of this cow, don't.
Okay.
You can just pretend.
Dude, it's like the milk that friggin' Skywalker's chugging in the new movies. I'm like, I'm good. It's blue. No.
Blue milk.
That
does sound disgusting.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, I draw the line at blue
Dude,
milk.
it was great. You haven't seen the movie where he's chugging on the thing's tit, being like, he's chugging on his tit, and this blue milk's coming down his face, and he's licking it off his lip. Come on, dude.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the Star Wars, I guess.
Mark Hamill, I'm sorry you had to do that. I apologize for you personally. I'm sorry if you're hearing this. I apologize.
Dude, if I could get Mark Hamill on the show, that'd be crazy. So
it looks like the thing where they kill it and they crawl inside so you don't freeze to death.
Oh, one of those.
You mean the tauntauns? No, it's not a tauntaun.
That's a thing. So Josh,
I don't know what that thing is. Whatever that thing is, an abomination. What's what we're talking about?
Get the abilities and stuff here real quick.
All right.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
These creatures can easily stun prey with its mace-like tail, whipping it around incredible speeds. Its most feared ability, however, was its deadly gaze, which rotted away the flesh of creatures caught in it and affected the prime material, astral, and ethereal planes simultaneously.
You get necrotic on every plane of existence when it looks at you?
The beast's neck was weak, and it took a caterpillar's significant effort to raise its head and gaze upon opponents.
It's just...
You just hear it struggle.
No problem looking at you.
Evolution's a bitch.
When several of these creatures were locked in combat, they cooperated and tried to herd the target into crossfire of their death rays. However, they were intelligent and opportunistic enough to size groups of humanoids up instead of blindly attacking them. Unless on a hunt, desperate for food, or defending their youth, they did not attack groups of humans or other humanoid creatures. Furthermore, they learned from their previous mistakes and encounters. That's actually important.
They're wise. Then they got animal intelligence, but they got that wisdom. And wisdom on animalistic creatures like this, that's a major thing. Because like you said, it can discern whether or not it should be doing that.
Yep. And like you mentioned, we got the stench here. Any creature other than the caterpillar that starts its turn within 10 feet must succeed on a DC 16 con saving throw or be poisoned until the start of your next turn. Start of its next turn. All right. And then we have the death. The caterpillar targets a creature that it can see within 30 feet. The target must make a DC 16 con save or take 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, half as much on a success. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target instead takes 64 necrotic damage. The target dies if reduces 0 by this point.
These things are deadly. I'm gonna jumping right into the IRL fight score based off what you just said. I'd say if I were to fight something like this, I'm not getting close to it whatsoever.
Yeah,
just no.
Because I mean, first of all,
wait, do they move fast?
I mean, basic, 20, 30 feet.
Yeah, it's they probably got like the same movement as like a buffalo or a cow.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember ours moving very fast. We're in very thick,
That's kind of what I'm
gross, like
picturing, for
disgusting
the
mud.
fight
So
here too. Like
Yeah,
you basically walk up to a cow and it like can barely pick up its head, but like it stinks. Like,
honestly, I
you know,
don't think I would ever have
worry.
to really fight one. Like if I encountered this thing in real life, like it might be just me, so
what if
I'd
the
be a
bard
single piece
seduced?
of prey. So
Yeah, I
that
mean,
might
like
be a
taking
problem.
that damage might be like, oh, and like, do you think you have more than 64 health?
No, no, dude, if it actually tries to kill me, I'm dead on the spot.
Yeah, you might
It
just die straight up.
Yeah, like if I was to try to kill one of these things in real life, I would have to hunt it down, set a trap,
Yeah,
and
you'd have to like,
pray.
you have
You
to like
know?
never let it even see you, bro. Like,
Yeah, I cannot let.
Dude,
I'll be
out
like
of the way, bro.
I'd be like
yeah,
Perseus with a goddamn mirror, like just like okay,
yeah, right. Get on the thing's back as fast as I fucking can. Like,
yeah. I just be
Well,
bumbling
then you have
around
to deal with
the
stink,
swamp
though.
with my phone out, be like looking around the tree, like okay, shit,
right.
it almost saw me.
Bro, and knowing me, as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little congested right now, but like my sinuses and like my nose is sensitive already. So like something that smells that bad might,
Oh, that'll clear your
might
sinuses up real
debilitate
good,
me
man.
right away. Look, man.
It'll fill them with something new,
Yeah,
something
the stench
fresh.
of death.
Dude, I'm like a search dog level of scent, and if something
I,
smells like
I'll say
I'm
if I'm
TKO'd.
going
I'm out.
into this with the knowledge of like fighting this creature, I know it's gonna like struggle to look at me. I might be able to dodge the view of it for at least a little bit, but like it's gonna catch you eventually just by sight. Like
Yeah, I would say if I was to put a number for the IRL fight score here, that's going to be an 8. Because one fuck up, it just
yeah,
takes
yeah,
one
one
fuck up.
misstep, like you stumble and it catches you with a glare. You might be done.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, so literally, like a mirror, your phone, just kind of like peeking out, like hoping that you can get some pot shots off on this thing.
My only tactic would be this probably sneak up on it behind it. I don't know, because it's with its long neck, you can probably like
It can,
fucking look behind.
probably it'd be slow, but like at this, what are you going to go for?
Oh,
Like
you
this?
sit on its neck.
Well, you'd have to kill it. You'd have to go for the neck, and I just don't know if your cow tipping antics are enough, Sam.
Look, man, if it's already can barely raise its head, I'll just sit on its like shoulders. Fucking put my pull weight
So
on its
okay,
neck.
wait till it sleeps, jump on its head, and just start shanking it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a strategy. That's a
Dude.
strategy.
But we're all saying that you normally when a D&D group meets these kind of creatures, see them out of the blue. Like you don't just you're walking the woods looking for I don't know some kind of monster, and you come across this thing, and you're like, looks like easy XP.
That's why people started using
That's usually what happens.
milestones.
That's why you and suddenly you're taking 64 necrotic damage.
Oh, look at this stinky
Yeah,
thing.
no, we learned the hard way. It's the first time I ever met one of them bitches, and I researched them afterwards, and I'm like, DM, thank you for making something else that I hate in the world.
Only this alone is
I didn't make it.
probably
It's in the book.
one-shotting majority of mages at level 5. Like
Yeah.
Well, it's toe for toe. If you look at all monsters that like challenge rating 5, especially in 3.5, it's one of the tougher creatures. Like besides
Yeah.
for demons and devils, it's one of the tougher ones. And they get a lot of health too. Like
Yeah.
doesn't
what, like 90,
Yeah.
80 some on average, level 5. That can be actually kind of hard to hit if you're not being a min-maxing munchkin.
yeah,
I
isn't the
think
great
what you'd have to do is
skill-
you'd have to go the tricky trap method. Maybe toss some oil out there, cast grease, light stuff on fire. You know, you got to kind of
Throw me a hint, bro.
yeah.
But you know what makes me wonder about this?
What?
What?
I'm thinking.
He's holding us in suspense.
I was like,
Hey,
what
I
if
don't
a
mind.
warforged gets
Wait
signed? Then I was
for
like, that doesn't make sense. It would still, still work. And it was like, something that like, I don't know. If it hits all planes, you know what? Never mind. Like,
Yeah, you can't just escape
even
into
that
the
ghost being hit,
astral, the
bro.
ethereal. You could cast blink and it can still death glare you. This thing is wild, man.
Yeah, you could like can't see invisibility, right? So like sneak up on that bitch.
It looks in your direction.
Yeah, you're like you don't know if it sees you.
Sometimes I like to do that to players as a DM. Like they look, like maybe they're spying on an enemy camp, and there's just this one soldier that's just kind of looking in their direction and like making
Yeah, you
little
see him
gestures.
squint a little bit.
He's like, "Mm."
I love doing that. And they look at me going, I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Bro, but like disintegration is 10d6 plus 40. That's like
That's a lot.
That's a lot, but like this is a 6th level spell versus like fucking
On a low-level creature.
yeah, that's kind of oof. That's
Yeah.
rough.
It's overpowered as fuck. Every time I
Yeah.
ever put one in a game, they have killed at least one player.
Right.
Every
Well,
time.
Damn.
As you know, as per our usual, we here at Dungeons and Talk Shows like to give our DM listeners ways to fuck their players in ways they never thought coming.
Yeah,
We have
apparently
people
death
who-
milk, death cheese, the death
Yeah,
cheese wine, and the stinky
Teach 'em some,
animal of
Death
the
Kwon Do
bog.
while you're at it, you know. Give them the death block, you know.
You know, murder hobos, I've had enough of your shit. Why don't you try fighting this kind of weird swamp
One cow.
buffalo? Fight the swamp buffalo.
What's stronger,
Moo!
people with magic or one stinky cow?
One. The thing is, the stench
Probably
of-
the cow.
it pushes you
Probably
out of
cow.
melee range with its stench. Because like no one wants to. Do you really want to spend the next 2 weeks cleaning that stink out of your sword and your armor?
Dude, imagine the blood probably stinks.
No, thank you,
too.
Cotton.
But apparently they're delicious, so that's cool.
I mean, there's incentive right there if they're
Well-
tasty.
Yeah.
I guess so. I still don't forgive them for what they did to me.
Yeah, hope
I'm
you
beginning to
guys
wonder
enjoyed
how
this
delicious a
monster.
skunk is now, because like they spend all that time being little stinky
Dude.
things.
Skunks are adorable.
I know, like I'm nice with the skunks in my area. They show up. I'm like, hey, you like some oranges, bro? They're all like, fuck yeah, I want oranges.
Aw. Good. Help your local skunks. They're good boys.
Yeah, you know, if you don't outwardly like try to startle them, like I can get as close as to them as you can, like an average cat that you haven't met. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
get within a
skunks-
couple
They
steps.
don't want to spray. It takes them like a week to recharge, man.
Yeah, you just
Dude,
have to
that's a
kill
long
them in a way
cooldown. Sometimes they've already
prevents
used
them.
it for the week, and you just don't know.
They can't use their ultimate on you yet, so don't worry about it.
Dude, that's such a long cooldown.
Dude, imagine like you and your friends walk up to this thing. You're like, oh, look at that fucking weird ass cow, bro. The thing turns, kind of burps. Your friend drops dead. Like, what the fuck?
That is the stuff that
Yo, have you
urban
ever heard
legends
of
are made of.
gingivitis?
You're like, what the fuck? Yo.
I bet someone
Dude,
could
I have a
cast
thought.
speak
Like,
with
I
animal
can imagine
on
a
this.
friggin' bard hitting on one of these things.
Oh my god. Yeah, what would this thing say to you? It's just like,
Dude, speak with animals with this. That's another plot line. Give me food and I won't kill anybody.
yeah.
I just
It's
want
just like,
food.
I'm just chilling here.
You can milk me if
Like,
you
I
want.
It
don't
sounds
want
like
no smoke.
Eeyore. I imagine it sounds like Eeyore.
I don't want no smoke, man.
I don't want to talk today.
I can
I
see
don't.
that.
If I happen to kill someone, I'm probably gonna eat it. Waste not, want not.
It's like these people tried to come kill me the other day. I looked at them.
They died.
Everyone runs away.
Hope you guys have learned something.
No, we're probably killing some brain cells out there, but that's
No.
okay.
Nah, probably. It's okay.
People just heard me talk about.
That's what I
some
do for a
weird
living.
for the last hour. I was told
Yeah.
that people enjoy these monster segments and they just like hearing me describe these fucked up little guys.
You describe some weird shit, man. I've never heard of these things till today. And
Me
now
either.
dude, this is right at home in the One Piece setting. I'm just saying, you guys might see some of this in the upcoming campaign, bro.
Oh.
You're the only one that'll know what to do. You'll be like, holy shit.
Be like, what the fuck?
Honestly, I think the rest of the party would just leave shit alone because like they smell that. They'd be like, no, I'm out. I think most players are like, my character don't want to smell bad.
Like, oh, that thing fucking stinks. Chuck an axe at it.
Maybe.
I'm like, boss, shoot it. Shoot it down.
But,
shoot her.
So, Sam, we do have some news this week.
Yes, please take the mic away from me.
This is TNM, bringing you Nerd News. So this week in Nerd News, Wizards of the Coast has brought us another statement. No more generative AI was used to create the artwork that we are teasing for the 2024 core rulebooks.
Are they sure this time?
You sure? That's what you said the last few times. You dot your T's?
Wizards of the Coast.
You dot your I's? I just gotta be sure, man.
This is literally like a source, dude, just trust me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna be long. Give it, Sam, over under 3. I'm thinking in the next 6 weeks, another WotC AI controversy is gonna pop up, but that's gonna be after they already fuck up on something else to start off the new year.
Look, man, we don't want to be the negative Nancy's here, okay? We would love to have something positive to say about WotC. You know what I mean? But like, sorry, but we don't make the news.
We just report it, bro.
I'm a Magic player. I can tell you there is none.
We're trying our best here.
They even had an own artist. They even had an artist steal from another Magic artist.
We talked about that briefly, and it's just like, yeah, dude, what you gonna do? That was
and the company had to fire him to save face. And it's like, okay, cool.
He couldn't even change it up a little bit more, you know?
Tells me
he flipped it. He flipped it. What the fuck?
He flipped it, guys. On a similar note, the makers of the Terminator RPG are trying to make sure and remove any AI generated artwork from their upcoming source book. They don't want to follow in the footsteps of the great WotC. They don't want to make the same mistake.
I want to play a game where Skynet makes the game for me. Shit.
Generative AI for when you're homebrewing a Terminator game, it sounds natural. However, generative AI for the art for said game, that might be a different story.
I mean, I think it's okay because Skynet, it makes sense for Terminator.
I'll be right back.
I mean, the backstory for the whole new Terminator is they didn't expect the AI to come for the artists, but the artists were the first to go. Everyone said they would take the cashiers first. In fact, everyone wished that they would take the cashiers, but no.
Right.
We just ended up cashing ourselves
I don't get the
out.
hate. I don't get the hate for AI stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Honestly,
I think it's a tool, and the thing about tools is that you have to use them in the proper context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in reference. Don't use it wholly but use it as a reference for something you're gonna make.
Absolutely. Like, well,
because I have a friend who makes things and then draws based off of what the AI came up with. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and sometimes you can get some good poses if you're good with your prompting. Like, I've actually done the inverse with AI, where I created my art first. Now, anyone that's been around the show long enough knows that I'm a mediocre artist. I learned some skills. I don't think there was ever any real talent that I had. So I learned some skills when I was younger. I used to draw a lot. And every once in a while, blue moon really, I will draw a character of mine for a campaign. I did this for Ezra. I did this for Garfield. I did this for Cal 10. I did this for let's see, another character. I'm a Stormy. Yeah, I did it for Stormy as well. So at least 4 characters of mine I've drawn, and each of them, at one point or another, I have taken that and run the image through an AI through an upscaling process where it takes the picture and it will adapt and try to make something new with it. And I find
Oh,
that
that's really cool.
entertaining. I find it very interesting to see what it takes from what I've done and turning it into something new. This is a very different process fundamentally. And
I really like that idea. I should really try that sometime. That's really neat.
yeah, like if
Yeah,
you
I really
have
liked
any
reading
good
that. It
artists
worked
in
out
your
really
group,
well.
it's fun to just like, okay, let's throw it into the fun machine and see what pops out, you know? And sometimes if you
And
have
also, for the record, I
Yeah.
think your art's pretty good.
Well, thank you. I just like to see what pops out.
Yeah,
really.
you don't give yourself enough credit.
I
Hey, the
think I
digital
think I
art
know
art's
right about where
always
my
look
skill
nice.
level is. Like we got some artists around, but I think
I really
yeah.
like seeing, people able to do like the hand drawn art and then turn it into the digital art that they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
like
really cool.
the AI upscaling is amazing because you can get something that's like, okay, I was aiming for this, then it upscales it a little bit. Now, if you don't go complicated overboard like I did with Amethyst Dragonborn with floating horns and a tail, like that was a little difficult for the AI to use references that fall in line with those prompting keywords. Like, okay, that wasn't, that's on me. But if you use it with something a little bit normal, like some of the characters that we have as part of our
He's gone.
he dropped out, but he'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, one of the things is that those are I think I lost my place. But the main idea is that it's useful, like
Mhm. Yeah.
if I use something normal, like we were using it to help with characters for some of the party. Like some of our party paid for commission art, some of our party drew their art themselves, and others have used AI to create their art. And really, all are valid in their own way. And I think there's no reason you can't kind of combine the processes. If you're like,
No,
okay,
definitely
I got
agree.
this thing on paper, but I don't do digital art and I have no way of doing digital art. You take a picture, you run it through the AI upscale, and you can get something that looks really nice. And it's just an adaptation of what you've already worked on. And for
Yeah.
character
get the
art,
best
this
of
can be
both worlds
amazing.
there.
You know?
Yeah.
An adaptation's still good enough, It doesn't have to be
So
one to
then I
one.
wonder how people feel about that because with that being an option now, you have the real artistry that people want, and then you have the digital art that people want for people who may not be digital artists. I think it's just like let people use the tools that are available.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that because, like, one of the things that we do is just you got to make do with what you got. And some people, they just really struggle with being able to put things together. Like, sure,
Yeah.
people might stroke my ego and tell me, Orion, you're a great artist. You don't give yourself enough credit. I think that there's a certain convenience in drawing an approximation of what you want for your character, run it through the AI filter, add a few keywords, and then you got something that looks better than what you started with. And then you can just kind of crop it or Photoshop it a little bit, just, some light touch up work. And then you got something that looks presentable, not professional, presentable. Like, we're not replacing stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing people need to remember. Like, no one's getting replaced. All we're doing is adding options to the,
It can streamline workflow. I mean, like, if you need like a general, like, big thing put together, a full composition, like, you can give yourself like, the framework. Like, I don't
people
think,
act like everything we do in our lives isn't like built on convenience.
Yeah.
It's not like a surprise that they came out with, AI is a thing. Like, people just don't like change. You just gotta accept it for what it is, a tool and a way to improve yourself. and
Yeah.
to better yourself. You know what I
Too
mean?
many people want to use it as a way to replace, and I think that both
Yeah.
extremes, the extreme of rejecting and the extreme of replacing, I think both are fundamentally flawed. And
Yeah.
there's that middle ground of adaptability, which is important here. Because with every major innovation in technology throughout history, there has been major pushback, but ultimately, those who learn to adapt, it will become a part of everyday processes over time. And I think it's one of those things where finding it hasn't fully found its place in the artistic space yet. Right now
Right.
it's being used as a little art toy that generates all these things and whatnot. And like sometimes they come out with fucked up hands, fucked up eyes, this and
Right.
that. But like it does come up with good, it produces good bones to work off of. And if you have
Agree.
any artistic talent, like if something can give you a structure, then sometimes that's good. Other people don't need a structure, but some people thrive off of reference material. So being able to take something that generates like a whole point of reference and then you just punch it up the way that you like. There, I was working with Josh to bring him back.
Oh, nice.
Ah, he's back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
We hear
yes.
you.
I have no idea what happened. It just would not let me rejoin no matter what I did.
Ooh, it was not with me.
Yeah, I had to send him a fresh link.
I
So
didn't break it.
basically the crux of what we said is that this whole AI thing is a tool. It's still finding its place in the artistic space. People are learning to adapt to it. You got the two extremes of people want to use it to replace, other people want it gone because they're afraid they'll be replaced and that
You know
that
what?
it's
And I
inauthentic.
feel like it makes me think about the same kind of idea with like, as we get into the future of like prosthetics, and cybernetic enhancements, augmentations, and shit
Hmm.
like that. It's all along the same idea. People are afraid of
I
being
think it
replaced
poses
by
the same
robotics
questions,
or
you know?
AI. Yeah, where we could be using it to augment and improve our lives. Like it's meant to be for. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
So many people are
Yeah, but
afraid
humans are
of.
always worried about being replaced with things,
Yeah,
because things are supposed to work for us, not supposed to
yeah,
work for things or whatever. So there's a
yes.
fear out there that AI is going to completely replace us at some
yeah.
point.
The what's it called? The singularity theory.
It's something like that. Yeah, the singularity,
Mhm.
the theory states that eventually we'll reach a point in time where the technology it's just progressing so infinitesimally
Yep.
quickly that we can't possibly keep up with it, and the machines will learn to be able to reproduce themselves, how to make
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
machines
We essentially get
and
to the
maintain.
crux of like human creation, and then the creations create.
What? God, that book. I have no mouth and I must scream.
Oh man, that
Yeah, that's a thing.
shit is crazy.
I have no mouth and I must
That's.
scream.
Oof.
We are there's one more little piece of news for this week. And
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, please share.
yeah, have either of you heard of JoeCat, the YouTuber, D&D YouTuber?
I have not. I'm not super informed, unfortunately.
Okay, so this D&D YouTuber, for those who don't know, JoeCat he has produced the Crap Guide to D&D series, where he covers each class and does kind of like a shit talky, hyperactive type character that originated with his Crap Guide to Monster Hunter series. So Sam, you should definitely check
Oh
out his
yeah, I
work
have
afterwards.
seen these.
Ah, so you know them. So he went
Yeah.
from Monster Hunter onto D&D, and eventually he was able to get together I would say
Ooh,
the most
I see that
ambitious
post.
D&D crossover to ever hit YouTube. He got all the biggest of big names on the YouTube, from Dingo Doodles, Felix, fucking Z-Bechet, Matt, he got Matt Mercer, all these big names in D&D. He got them together for a big crossover to create this almost like a musical little video called the Crap Guide to DMing. You know, the crown, the piece de resistance to his Crap Guide series, where like he's trying to be a DM and then he's like losing control, and there's so many players and cameos everywhere, all these people, and it's amazing. And then like it's almost like a special where like, oh, it's okay, DM. Don't you know it is important to not have to railroad everything and learn that you got to go for the flow.
I'm reading the Reddit post on r/out of the loop right now, and this shit is crazy.
Yeah, he quit D&D. He didn't quit D&D. I'm sure he plays D&D.
Yeah, he quit post.
He has quit YouTube over a video that led to him getting a lot of harassment. This video came out 2 years ago and has 11 million views. So
yeah, I got the website right here if you want to read his actual like part of his statement.
I did go over a little bit of the statement earlier. Apparently, people were very triggered, as the internet gets, with his video, I Like Girls, which is a 30-second parody.
Character creation. He did a bit where he briefly sang a gender-bent parody of Lizzo's Boys.
Yeah, and really, the only gender bending is like, okay, it's about girls. That's
it's a gender-bent parody.
Yeah, I mean, that's whatever. But it's catchy. It's 30 seconds long, and he's like, "Hey, all these types of girls in the gaming and anime and nerd space, I like that shit." He's like, "Hey, the thick girls, the muscle girls, the this and that." He's going all over the place, just popping off, and I'm like, dude, that's me. I just love girls in general, women. Yeah, give me all the women, every flavor. It's like, and that's, you know, I get it, dude. That speaks to
I found
a
this
nation.
the VOD clip.
Oh yeah. So apparently, the main thing is that what happened. He's been harassed for such a long period of time, and normally with like Twitter harassment, you can just turn it off. You can step away. You don't have to read your YouTube comments. But these people took it so far that his family was getting strange packages sent to them in the mail. They were getting messaged. His family members were getting messaged. He was getting messaged directly. It's just like, dude, what is going on? He made a little parody talking about liking women, and here y'all are harassing this dude into a point where he's like, you know what? I'm not cut out for YouTube. I can't handle this. Like, why? What is your problem? And so me and my wife did a little bit of research to figure out like who would do such a thing. And lo and behold, it's the usual suspects, being trolls, the alpha chads, and extreme feminists.
Yeah,
because the trolls
Alpha and
trolling.
Chad together. Gross.
Yeah, the alpha chads are an extreme where they're just like, hey, this guy's acting awfully effeminate, being a real fucking simp. Fuck this guy. And then the feminists are all like, hey, he's objectifying women. And it's just like, yo, he made a parody of this thing that was already that already did the thing. It's like, what's wrong with the body positivity?
Me about that shit.
What?
Forget it has nothing to do with the drama, and I'll make it really quick. Yeah. God, the guy who he figured, quote unquote, figured out wolf behavior and then spent the rest of his life trying to disprove it. And everyone's like looking at the guy going, hey, by the way, wolves don't have alphas. They have a wolf for every situation. People are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I wrote the damn book, motherfucker. And then he died, and no one believes him still.
Well,
and then people are going, oh, I'm an alpha Chad. I'm an alpha wolf. And I'm like, you're going to make me alpha vomit all over your alpha face.
Well, the thing is, I kind of... I'm not gonna lie. I've seen like some of the theories behind some of that stuff where like they have like different archetypes of guy. Like you got the alpha, the beta, the gamma, the sigma, and the omega. And like, okay, you know, this is like a horoscope.
All situational.
Yeah, like to me, like this is horoscopes for guys, right?
So, yeah, like if you take a jock. If you take a jock and you put him in a D&D space where he's never played before, he's going to be out D&D by all the nerds that have been playing for years. But if you put a nerd on a field that hasn't run for like 10 weeks, 10 minutes his entire life, of course he isn't going to perform as well.
I
It's
think
like
that
people take that
yeah.
concept and they put it towards like looks and stuff. They mistake it for like a guy can look good. It doesn't mean like he's the creme of everything. I mean,
I think
congratulations. But
I think some of the principle it goes more into like with the maybe like that's where things started out initially. And then there's like this whole kind of horoscopy stuff where it's like, alphas have these traits, and then betas have these traits, and then so on and so forth. I'm like, okay, so alpha is going to be that more dominant asshole, beta is going to be that more submissive bitch, and then you got gammas that I don't know what gammas are doing. Gammas are doing their own thing. They're a wild card. No one knows. And then you got the sigmas. They're just like, yo, I'll do whatever. I don't care. Because I'm going to do
you want to
me.
hear the most cringy thing I've ever heard in my life?
What?
Like some guy, I didn't know what Sigma is or anything, because I was at the card shop. I'm over trying to play my Instant Magic the Gathering, trying to play my Azorius control deck, okay?
Right.
Fucking, I'm here to make people love Magic the Gathering with my static orbs and shit. So
by being the worst possible criminal.
I'm playing static orb, and this guy goes, dude, I'm too Sigma male for this game. Like, you need to find, and I'm like, what the fuck's a Sigma? He's like, oh, we're more confident than alpha males. And I'm like, you need a therapist.
The thing is,
and he
people
walked away.
love.
He picked up his deck and he walked away, kind of crying a little bit. And he's like, "He was really rude to me." And I'm like, "Okay, Sigma." Sorry, not to get us derailed from your stuff.
No, that's totally on point. Like, people spend too much time identifying with that stuff. If I had to identify with one
Just
of
be
them,
yourself.
Well, that's kind of what the Omegas do. So I'm like, O is the first letter in my name. If you write my name in Greek, that would be Omega. The Greek Omega for Orion goes perfectly with the Omega category. I like the idea of being this person that is just outlandish, off to the side, and just like no one expects. And it's like, okay, cool. I'll roll with that.
So normal.
I'm not normal. Don't you get that shit talk out of here.
You look at this.
Hey, you're more normal than that guy
here.
going, I'm a Giga Chat, a word pasta guy.
I think those guys
the featuring
have
like,
identity issues.
I'm a Giga Mega awesome Tarrasque boy. I don't fucking know.
I think like at a societal level, too many people want to identify with something. They need something to represent themselves because they don't know who they are. And when people don't know who they are, they rely on horoscope things like a Myers-Briggs tests, like I'm a IDB thing, like I'm these 4 letters, and this personality type does X, Y, and Z. I was born in the year of the dog, and I'm a Pisces. And I'm just like,
woof, woof.
It's like, dude, those are all things, like, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of being a Gemini, but all that stuff is just, it's not a replacement for a personality.
It only means what it means.
It's not.
To be honest.
It's a fun
feel like
thing,
all this
it's
being misused. Is like, we here at Dungeons and Talk Shows, we're not advocate for people bullying or harassing anybody, or will harass you. You know what?
You're about to threaten them with a whole ass nerd militia, dude. The Nerd Militia cracking down on harassment.
I'll come at you in combo in turn 1. Bring it on.
So tired.
Okay, so Nerd Militia official statement from Orion and Sam. If we catch y'all harassing, bring your best deck. I challenge you to a children's card game. Winner take all.
Children's card game? Oh, you mean my
arena. All right.
Dude.
That children's cardboard cost me a lot of money, okay?
Dude, I will bring Yu-Gi-Oh! I will bring Pokemon. I will bring One Piece, Magic the Gathering, A Force of Will, name the card game, time and place. Let's fucking go.
Why do you sound like Martin Luther King right now? I had a dream, the little... We'll play Magic the Gathering.
Dude.
And drink from the well of empty pockets while you spend all your cash on Magic.
Dude, our detractors, we get some haters. Children's card game. You name the game, I name the time and place.
Yeah, look.
That's all there is to
I
it.
hear none of that shit you ain't saying if we ain't on the good vibes. All right. We here guys and talk shows. We like to lead people into educational discussions where you can torment people playfully.
Speaking of tormenting people playfully, we have one last thing before we end the show.
Oh, yeah.
Generic realm, lots of fun, excellent.
Dude, closing out the year of 2023, we don't want to leave a sour taste in y'all's mouth. So I present to you a homebrew that was made for us. Sam?
It's been done?
It's been done. Brewing Chaos in D&D on Twitter. This is from Lobo. I guess they got a bunch of people on their crew. So nice. Lobo says that they have made the static sling. I challenge them to make a D&D item, a magic item for us. Now, this is a uncommon, simple ranged weapon. The static sling has a special effect. It electrifies the bolts for extra damage to grant you some advantage against your enemies.
Okay.
It does 1d4 damage plus 1d4 lightning damage. Has a range of 30 to 120 feet. On a hit, the target must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target is then electrocuted and a conductor of electricity. The creature will be in a static cling. Okay, so it'll have a static cling. So things like fabric, paper, and other light objects will be stuck to them, making it hard for them to concentrate. And it'll affect their accuracy. Their first attack after this will be done with disadvantage.
TV screens.
I like it. It's got the official Brewing Chaos seal of approval. It looks nice. Y'all can check it out with the link below. It's on. I've shared it on our Twitter. It's on Brewing Chaos's Twitter. So shout out to them. I love it.
It's pretty cool.
All right, Sam, you had a what is your generic realm, your homebrew showcase?
Bring you guys, created by the Jinxed One on Twitter and Tumblr, the Hellfire Gauntlet.
Ah, yes. Let's check this out.
So, Armor Gauntlet Legendary requires attunement by a character with a Constitution score of at least 18.
Okay.
No, it's not often, first of all, it's not often you see items with like a stat requirement. I like that.
Right.
So first of all, crafted from metal formed in a world far from this one. Protective spikes protrude out from behind the wearer's knuckles. A detailed sculpture of an unknown creature forms most of the gauntlet's shape. An ever-burning fire stems from the sculpture and rises up the elbow of whoever wears the gauntlet.
Let me just bring that into frame while you say that, so that everyone can see what we're looking at here. Because that gauntlet looks nice.
It is really cool. I like it a lot. If you meet the requirements of the gauntlet and attune to it, you gain a myriad of new abilities. Your strength score increases by 2. All melee weapon attacks you make deal an additional 2d4 fire damage. If you roll max damage on any damage die against a target of medium or smaller size, you must make a competing strength athletics check.
Compensating.
Compensating.
You will be compensating, being pushed back 5 feet on a loss. While wearing and attuned to the gauntlets, your unarmed strikes deal 1d8 slashing or piercing damage. You are considered proficient with unarmed strikes while attuned to this weapon. You must use strength as a modifier on your unarmed strikes. Last but not least, you gain access to the Firebolt cantrip. Use your total level to determine the damage. Strength is used for calculating the hit bonus for Firebolt. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Last but not least, we have the awakened state of this weapon. When
An
a character
awakening.
awakens the Hellfire Gauntlet by whatever means the DM decides necessary, add the following effects to the Gauntlet's pool of traits. A Gauntlet gains 3 charges, which replenish each dawn. By expending 1 charge, you can cast Fireball at a level equal to your proficiency bonus, minimum of 3rd level, with Wisdom being used for calculating the spell's hit bonus.
That's pretty
By
cool.
spending an action, one of the following effects activate. By expending 1 charge, you smash your weapon into the ground, creating a devastating shockwave of force and fire. All creatures within 20 feet of you must make a dexterity saving throw or take 4d6 force damage, 4d6 fire damage, and be knocked prone. Or half as much damage on a save and not knocked prone. Okay.
Okay.
And then also, by expending 1 charge, an aura of fire washes over you for 1 minute. Any creature that damages you with a melee weapon or spell attack takes 2d6 fire damage. Grappled targets take 2d6 fire damage at the beginning of each of their turns while they are grappled.
All right.
I like it. Pretty
like it.
strong. Nice bonuses. Pretty well rounded, I think.
I'd say it's pretty decent for a late game item.
Yeah. And this is, it augments you completely. I like it.
Yeah, it's got a whole fighting style for it, basically. You're just
I'm picturing this on like a monk.
I'd go
It's
hard.
like a build around item too. If you end up looting it, you just build your whole character around it. Really,
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that
just hoping
too.
to lose it at that point.
Yeah.
I've seen characters
That would be bad.
lose. They're big. They're fun items. It's like, but then they have to fight to get them back, and that can be fun.
Or like lose it to
It can be
another.
really fun.
If he steals it from you.
Dude, I had a goblin steal some good items from the party because they were robbing. They were being robbed for the MacGuffin of the campaign.
I mean, I had my, you guys got robbed by some weird little goblin boys in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you get robbed,
That's
sometimes you
good.
catch them.
But all
Right?
shout out to Jinxed One for that one. Really cool item.
Yeah.
I was wondering too if I could tell you guys like one of my items I usually add to item lists, but has
Mhm.
not been given to a player yet.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I had this item. I've had it brewed up for a while, and I don't know if it's like an item in actual D&D. I don't look at the actual books, so
We'll let
happenstance
you know.
it might be something that actually exists. So basically, it's called the. I'm probably gonna pronounce the monster's name wrong. It is known as the collar of the Doulahan. So basically, when you put on the collar, you can then use your head as a mace.
Excuse me? Oh, I think I've seen something like that where it was like the spine was like the mace's chain or whatever, you know what I mean? And like the head.
It's really cool because when you put it on, you become your creature type, gets like a subtype of, Doulahan, and then your head is a plus mace equal to the highest level of a weapon that you have on you.
I love it. It's just so crazy.
It's really cool. It's really cool, and then your head's no longer a weak point on your body because the Doulahan's head can't be really damaged.
Does that make you give you the same resistances like that a Doulahan does?
No, I don't think it does that far, but it makes it have a sweet weapon that no one's gonna expect you to have.
Fucking pop your head off.
Who's gonna expect you to pop your head off and smack them in the head with your own head? Who's gonna
Jesus
expect
Christ.
that shit?
Do you take damage?
Hey, imagine too. Imagine taking your head and rolling under a door or something. Your indestructible head rolling it under a door to be like, oh, there's enemies in there.
I don't know about
there's
under
other
a door, but like over something, like through a window.
Oh yeah, right.
Sweet.
I'm thinking real small. Hey, if you're like a halfling or a gnome, maybe.
Ah, dude.
It's fucking golf ball.
How are we gonna get up there? Don't worry, guys. I got a plan. And it's just like, oh, hurry up! I can't hold much longer. Just like bites the edge.
I've prototyped an item that I've added to games, but I'm not quite sure if I want to put in players' hands because I don't know how it would work out for the players or me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's called the Helmet of the Gladiator.
Okay.
When you put it on, all damage you deal, if you confirm a hit, will be considered a critical hit. All damage dealt against you is also considered critical hits.
Makes sense.
That character would die
because
so
you're
quickly.
no longer fighting to defend yourself. You're literally just out there to do damage, and but you can't take the helmet off. It's considered a cursed item once you put it on.
Ah, damn.
It sounds like the more extreme version of reckless attack.
Right? Oh, bonus. The only way you can heal at all is to do like in 3.5, there's a system where gladiators can get health back by like being as like gruesome as possible by picking up the heads of the enemies and going, "Rah!"
They got to appeal to the crowd, appeal to the masses.
You have to appeal in order to actually get your health back. So healers can't heal you after you've taken critical damage. So you can do the gladiator thing to get healed.
That's crazy.
I've given it's only prototype stage. I don't sure if I want to put in the hands of players.
Boy.
Maybe people can.
It's
They
such a
would tell me
double-edged
if that's a good
sword.
idea.
I would say, you know what? Package it, ship it. We will if you are willing to make a like little stat block, like if we put together like a little thing, right? I'd be willing to post that on our Twitter and see what people think.
We could fucking.
That'd be awesome.
I
That'd
could
be really.
see if
Maybe
put
other
it on
people
some
could try it out against their
spellcasters, put it
players.
on like a monk or something, something with like a hard
Right.
hit, mobile.
It's like cough, cough. I don't suffer with it, but maybe somebody
Yeah.
else would like to.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Oh.
see it. I can see it.
Important caveat of the thing as well is that it would get over like if you're playing like I don't know Warforged or a thing in 3rd and 5th edition or whatever. But like I know if you're like an Adamantium Forge, you're kind of fairly resistant to critical hits and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same in 5th edition, but it
So-
gets over that stuff as well. Like you're not gonna be able to get over it. Is the kind of idea of the item.
Right.
You're not to get over the negative
Yeah.
because you're getting a positive. So in my eyes, an item should also have a large negative.
I agree.
That sounds about right.
And not always that bad, but it should be balanced out.
All right.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And that's
Yeah.
my item build philosophy.
And I
All
think
right.
that's a great thing to end on for this episode.
All right. So, Josh, where can people find you if they want to hear more of your crazy magic items? Or not? I don't know.
Apparently, you can find him in hell.
Apparently.
In the afterlife.
He is a part of the Nerd Militia, so if you want to hit him up for some more crazy DM tips and ideas, you can always hop on our Discord.
Sorry, I let my phone turn off again.
Oh. So did you say something?
I'm literally going like, oh, I don't have any social media or anything like that, but I am going to be starting an ASMR channel soon, so people like that'd be pretty cool. Like it's going to be like a storytelling thing where I do all the sounds and do all the role playing with an actual serious story, but with sounds and stuff. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be neat when I finally get that together. Hopefully that will be within the next year or so. I'll get that seriously online. And otherwise it'll just be here until I have a more serious influence on the internet. And I'm hoping people will like it, will enjoy themselves, because that's the whole point of what I do. I want people to enjoy things. So,
well, I think you got the talent, and we look forward to seeing more of your content in the future.
may I, Brienne, may I say something creepy?
Yes, you can say something creepy.
Okay.
I hope you all had a good and wonderful night. I can see your hairs on your skin.
He makes you wait for it. The build up. All right, everybody. This has been Dungeons and Talk Shows. You can find us on the Twitters, the Facebooks, the YouTube, wherever podcasts are casting, and on our Discord server if you want to talk and hang out with us, or get more of a glimpse on the behind the scenes of ASMR Productions with DM Josh here. You can check it all out there. Till next year in 2024.
Next year.
Oh, don't remind me.
I think next episode will be episode 49, and then 50 will be basically our anniversary episode.
Hey, make sure you feature me for episode 69. I want to be there.
All right, we'll pencil you in for episode 69.
Yeah, so
I hope I'm here before that, but I want to be here for episode 69, or I'm going to be upset.
All right.
Special for that episode, So,
we'll plan.
Everyone look forward to it.
Maybe an incubus.
Maybe.
All right.
I love my incubi.
Well, everybody have a great weekend and enjoy the new year.
Have a good weekend.
Love you
Happy
all,
New
and you
Year.
have a great new year. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bless you.